everyone, it's Andrea from Movers and Bakers. Today I'm going to share with you how I make my carrot cake tray bake. This is a beautifully spiced light cake topped with the most gorgeous cream cheese icing. Let's get baking. Right, this cake is really easy to make. It's just got quite a few ingredients, as you can see. To start with, we are going to do our wet ingredients. So into a large jug, I'm going to put in some oil, some caster sugar, some soft light brown sugar. I'm going to give that a quick mix together before I add in my eggs. I'm using 2 eggs today. Some buttermilk. If you can't get buttermilk, it's very easy to make. Just put equal quantities of yogurt and milk and mix it together, and that is your buttermilk made. So buttermilk and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. We're going to give all that a whisk together. And once all that has been mixed in together, I'm going to add my grated carrots. Yeah, try not to make a mess like I did. Continue to do. Maybe get a bigger jug than I did. And once you have gathered yourself together, give that a quick mix together as well. Once you have mixed all your wet ingredients together, we're going to set that jug aside and we're going to do our dry ingredients. So I've got a really lovely, much bigger bowl this time. And into that bowl, I'm going to place my sieve and we're going to sift in our dry ingredients. So I have some flour, some baking powder and bicarbonate of soda, some of my spices. So I've got here some cinnamon, some ground cardamom and some ground cloves. And finally, I'm going to grate in some fresh nutmeg. There we go. Now it's time to sift all of this together. And while I am sifting, it's a great time for me to remind you to hit that like button if you have enjoyed so far what you have seen, and if you're a fan of carrot cake. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. Right, and now that is done, all I'm going to do is add my wet ingredients into my dry. Once you have got your wet ingredients in, we're just going to fold all this together. And once you have finished mixing all your ingredients together, we've got one final ingredient to add in, and that is our walnuts. Now, I like to not chop my walnuts because I find I get lots of powdery residue. So I just break these up and they're just broken into, you can see, little chunks, and those are all going to go in and get folded in too. Now, whilst I have been making my cake mixture, I've had my oven preheating at 170 degrees Celsius. And before I started, I lined and got ready my tray bake tin. So now my cake is ready. I am going to pour it into my tin. So some carrot cake recipes do put sultanas or raisins in. If you want to put them in, just add them in the same time as you do the walnuts. I find this cake is perfectly sweet as it is, which is why I haven't added them in. But if you're a fan, go ahead and do it. It works too. So once you have put all your mixture in, I'm just spreading it out to make sure it's nice and level around my tin. And then this is going to bake in my oven that is now warm. It will take about 30 to 35 minutes, and I will see you on the other side to make some lovely cream cheese icing for the top. Right, it's time to make some cream cheese icing. To start with, I am going to pop my butter into a bowl and beat it up so that it's lovely and soft and fluffy. So once you have softened your butter and it's really lovely and soft and fluffy, and it'll go slightly paler as well, we are ready for our next step. So I'm going to pop in my icing sugar. I'm going to put it all in one go and get a little cloud while I'm at it. And while I'm here and I've stopped, I'm also going to put a little splash of vanilla in, about half a teaspoon's worth. And then we're going to mix all that together again. Go slow this time or you'll end up with a lovely cloud of icing sugar everywhere. And once everything is combined and going really pale and fluffy and gorgeous, it is time for us to pop in our cream cheese. Now, I would always recommend you use a good quality cream cheese for your icing. It makes a real difference. It means your icing's not going to go watery or split or anything like that. And always use full fat as well. So we're going to pop that in And once you've got your cream cheese in, time to get mixing again. And once everything is completely mixed together, that's it. That's your cream cheese icing ready. So now all that's left is for us to pop it on our cake. Right, time to put our icing on. Now you can pipe this on if you want to, you can dollop it and spread it. That's exactly what I'm going to do, but you can do it however you want to decorate your cake. And the nice thing about Traybake cakes is that they are actually really forgiving in terms of piping or decorating icing. You can just spread it out however you want to, and they will still taste delicious. And once you have mostly spread your icing out, if you want to do it the way I like to do it, we are going to grab a knife or a spatula if you've got one, and you are just going to, first of all, level the top as much to the edges as you can. And once you have got it more or less level, just roughly, it does not have to be very smartly done, I'm going to use the end of my knife, without getting icing all over myself, I'm going to use the end of my knife just to create little V's, little crosses all the way down. And that's just going to create a little bit of extra texture in my icing. And it gives little pockets for my walnuts to sit in a minute. And once you are done with your icing, the last step, which is totally optional but absolutely delicious, is some more walnuts. And all I'm going to do is, with my whole walnuts, I'm just going to break them into chunks and sprinkle them all over my cake. And there you have it, my carrot cake tray bake. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you have, and I shall see you next time. Happy baking.